Welcome to FutureFoodCast. I'm Pam Line-Miller, your host. We are a community of food technologists, industry experts, and food enthusiasts talking all about the future of food. We're sponsored by Farm to Plate, the brainchild of Paramount Software Solutions. Farm to Plate is a software company committed to creating tomorrow's food business ecosystem today. And I am very excited to have with us today somebody who is going to talk to us all about all kinds of variety in food safety and operations. And we have the Vice President of Quality Management at VersaCold Logistics, Moses Akingbade. Moses, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Pam, for having me. It's a pleasure to join the podcast. I've watched a number of the episodes, and I'm really glad to be a part of today's conversation.
Yeah, and we're glad to have you add to the conversation, Moses, because with your title of quality management, that's a very general title. Tell me what you do at VersaCold.
Well, first, VersaCold Logistics Services is a supply chain company that handles products that are temperature sensitive, so temperature controlled warehousing services to our customers and transportation services in the same sector as well. Recently, we've been acquired by a bigger company, Lineage Logistics. So we're now part of a global family of warehouses across the globe, literally supporting our customers. In my role at VersaCold on the leadership team, I'm responsible for quality management systems, the development and maintenance of it, as well as food safety regulatory functions within the company. Reporting into me also is our industrial engineering group that's responsible for solutions and pricing, as well as our continuous improvement initiatives. Just really charting the path forward as to what we want to be as a company. How are we serving our customers and looking at opportunities to improve our business and customer experience as well?
Yeah, well, that is really broad, Moses. First of all, as a part of the executive team, I know you have a lot of responsibility, and I'm so glad you can bring some of that expertise to us because you mentioned, food safety is really important to a lot of consumers these days. And I know there are a lot of regulations around that, but in particular, what you do with your company is really protecting that environment for the food that's in your control from when you get it until the end. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you do that?
Yeah, so our business is really supporting our customers from whether we're talking about the manufacturers all the way to the retailers. The supply chain is an important and integral way to get food to consumers everywhere. So from the farms to your tables is really what experience is in supporting customers. And when you deal with temperature sensitive product, then you have a greater increase in opportunities to have problems arise in the supply chain, whether with cold chain maintenance throughout the supply chain, or whether it is you're dealing with cross-border imports or export of food. There are regulations that are important, making sure that everything is safe from start to finish. Now, our job and our function really is making these seamless for our customers. We do that through our warehousing services and value-added services that we'll provide throughout the supply chain, as well as our transportation networks. Speaking specifically of Canada, throughout the country from coast to coast, we are able to support our customers in transporting food, maintaining the cold chain of that food, maintaining that products are not contaminated, cross-contaminated, shipping, having that duty of care on the products that are within a chain of custody is really the service that we bring to our customers.
Yeah, and it's specialized, and that's why they hire you because, it takes a lot to do all of that. So for a food company to necessarily do that, it makes more sense for them to hire you out in a lot of cases. You work really from maybe where the slaughter or the farm where things are grown, you can take product all the way from there. And you said you have warehousing as well. And I don't know that you do manufacturing, but you get product to manufacturing, right?
Yes, correct. A lot of our business is centered around supporting our customers, whatever the type of business it is that they have, specifically in temperature controlled or temperature sensitive product. So it could be from a slaughterhouse, that product that just been processed within a couple of hours and it's at our doors, and we have to ensure that all the proper protocols are maintained to ensure that that product is safe, it's stored properly, it's protected from contamination, and all the way to a finished product that needs to be delivered to a distribution center, going to retail store for our homes and tables. One of the things that we say as a mission, a purpose statement is ensuring the freshness and safety of foods families eat. So we just look at it. It could be from ice cream to your ribeye steak that you're going to have tonight. We are handling that. We're touching that. And the duty of care and what our teams are good at is knowing how to handle those different types of product and how to ensure that regulations are met, products are safe, the freshness is maintained, and the quality. And also we protect the brand quality, the brand reputation of our customers as well.
Right, because you're giving them all the information they need, which we love technology here at the Future Foodcast. And
Yes.
There's a lot of data involved with this whole process. So tell us a little bit about all the data, lots of data collection, because you have to be able to justify the environments, the products.
Yeah. And there's a lot of information that come through, and that's very important. And I think when we're talking about the future of food, we have to look at, what do you do with the data that you have? How do you use the information that come to your that are your fingertips? So one of the things that we focus on is really ensuring that we have the right information on the product, from receiving all the way to shipping the product, and then from shipping the product all the way to receiving the product, because since we also deal in the transportation sector. Now, when you look at the information, what are the information that are really critical? We want to know what the products are, which products we're receiving. We're able to track through our warehouse management system information, product identification information as to the product, the lot of the product, the origin of the product, where the product is going. All of that we're able to track. But we also track information on the condition of the product. What's the temperature of the product? What's the required temperature? Is it at that temperature? How long was a product outside of the required temperature range? All of that data is available, and we track it, we measure it, we make decisions based on those information sets. Now, when the product is shipped during transportation, there's opportunities for excursions out of the required temperature range or the specified temperature range. What you want to do is prevent those excursions from happening. And the data points throughout the supply chain is very important. And it's one thing to be able to measure the data, but to be able to actually react to the data long-term, in real time, rather, it's really beneficial and has long-term benefit that we can reap for our customers and also for ourselves. Now, one of that is really using data loggers that capture that data in real time across the supply chain, be able to actually react to the information that you're getting. In the traditional way of monitoring data is you have a transportation event that happens, and then after the transaction is completed, the product is delivered, then you download the information, then you review it and see if there's any excursion and make decisions based on that. Obviously, that's kind of more reactive. Where the future really is, and where today and where there'll be increasing development in this is really in the area of being able to make decisions before the product gets into the unacceptable zone. So we have controls in place, but this ensures that you can know where the product is at any given time, what's happening with the product at any given time, because you have this data that's coming to you in real time. And that's really where we are and where the future of food really is going.
Yeah. And so that would allow you, we're using that GPS technology, right? That all of us use. Even I live in a big metropolitan city, and there could be half a dozen ways for me to get from point A to point B. But I use a GPS technology because I don't know which way might be the best right when I'm leaving, because
with this traffic.
Yes, the traffic could be different, or there could be an accident or a road closure or construction or something. And so you're combining that with the temperature tracking or environmental tracking, I'll say, because we're really talking temperature right now. But like you said, that's going to be expanding. What we can do today that you can't do if you're only looking retrospectively is, if you see something gets out of bounds and it's not within an acceptable range, you can maybe affect change right then. And you won't have to, maybe that whole truckload of whatever it is or a whole part of it won't be unusable. It won't be out of range long enough to affect the product. It's still good, usable product, and it's salvageable. Whereas in the past, when we didn't have that ability to do that real-time tracking, it wasn't until it arrived on site, and then you don't have as many choices, right, Moses? Because the product is going to need to be replaced, or
and you may be environmental conditions is what you're tracking. So humidity could be very important for some products, but temperature is important for pretty much almost majority of the product. But some of them would be temperature and humidity, and you got to track all of that. But the benefit of this is you're not getting to the end, to the destination and having the product rejected. Retailers don't want to reject products. They want products to come in, issues, no events, and just receive the product. And the more uneventful delivery that you have, the greater the customer satisfaction level. If they have to reject or have to do a double check or another test to confirm that the product is acceptable, it adds more to that dissatisfaction. And our goal is really to be the easiest partner for our customers to deal with. So one of the things that we want to do is when that product arrives at the customer destination, that product has met all the requirements and that product is within the environmental conditions specified for that particular product. And you're correct, Pam. One of the ways to do that is really for us to be able to say in real time, call our team members that are handling the product. Can you verify if there's an alarm? Or that team member themselves actually would notice that there's something that has changed in real time. But if that individual wasn't able to, maybe because their readout, for whatever reason, is not communicating properly, what technology, there could be issues. We have that alarm system that could enable us to intervene quickly and increase our ability to satisfy our customers. One of the benefits for us is we see significant reduction in claims, right? We see significant reduction in claims, which really is not only the benefit of increasing your own profitability, but really also the benefit of customer satisfaction rising. As I said, if there are uneventful delivery experiences, customers are generally happier. If every other delivery, there's always an issue, then they're generally not as satisfied.
And especially in today's environment, wouldn't you agree that with the supply chain issues that have happened with the pandemic, just being able to source things. So if you are able to source something and then you have a problem when the product arrives, it's even worse because the sourcing is harder or has been harder. And so it's even more important that when we are able to identify products as a customer, we really do want to get them to the destination where we need them. And you're right, less is more. I mean, less issues is more satisfaction.
Correct. Well, the supply chain disruption that we've experienced recently has really underscored the importance of that last mile experience for our customers. We're getting the job done. that they're experiencing a satisfaction level, because to replace the product is not simply a 24-hour turnaround. It could be it could be very disruptive to their business as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it really could be disruptive. So the food safety is one part, but you're also over the operations piece as far as, and I think it's unique because I've talked to some food safety people and they're all about food safety. And I've talked to some operations people and they're all about operations or logistics, but you are marrying the two. And I'd love to know what your philosophy and approach is to that.
Yeah. Thanks, Pam, for that question. And one of the things that is my passion is really helping businesses succeed by bringing together the philosophy of quality management and operations excellence. One of our goals, our primary goal really, is to deliver to our customers what we committed to them. So what is the customer commitment? What is our the specifications? What is it that we agreed on for our customers? And on the other side of it is, are we delivering against that? Well, our customers expect our products are going to meet regulations. They expect that our product is going to be safe. They expect that the product is going to be delivered on time. They expect that specifications and all their requirements are going to be met. Anything less than that would not meet their experience. So the way we've looked at it is really building our operations to support transitioning, transferring customer requirements directly to customer expectations so that they match, or better still, we exceed what we have added benefits to them than what they have actually specified. So when I look at that, I look at it that the best way to do that is really not to have sets of procedures and processes that deal with food safety, and sets of procedures and processes that deals with health and safety, and sets of procedures and processes that deals with operations, and sets and procedures, and you just have all these different things that are operating almost in silo or in competition with one another. And we have a great team at VersaCold that believe in the same philosophy, where we now came together and built a framework where everyone came together, and we built VersaCold processes and procedures, which has food safety embedded in it, which has quality requirements embedded in it, health and safety considerations embedded in it. And now the role of people who are wearing the food safety hat or wearing the operations hat is the same. How do we take the customer requirements and translate it to a customer expectation? So for us, we've come to a point where we don't necessarily see food safety as an outsider looking into operation, but food safety is inside operation, supporting in meeting our customer requirement. And we build that because we firmly believe in that philosophy that I've just described. And it's one thing that I'm passionate about, because the integration of whether it's regulation, food safety, quality, operations together really brings us into a mindset of always thinking about what's best for the business and for our customer.
Yeah. And I know that all of the Canadian, because VersaCold is in Canada, I know that they're excited to have you so focused on your mission and have that integration, because that's also going to help when you have to go through, assuming you do different inspections and certifications and that kind of thing. And, having all of that where everyone has their eyes on all of the process, not just, like you said, the silo that, maybe is a narrow area of responsibility. I mean, that's of benefit to everyone, you and your customers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So informative about all that you do with VersaCold. And we've covered a lot of things about your process and food safety and all of that. But is there anything that either we haven't covered that you'd like to share with our audience, or if there's a thought that you would like to leave them with before we go? I would love to give you the opportunity to share.
Yeah, one thing that's really important, thank you for that opportunity. But one thing that's really important is that when you look at your business, and how we look at our business is really looking at areas of risk. And the risk that you're dealing with determines what the should inform how you set your strategy, whether it's around operations excellence, food safety, and just customer experience in general. Now, we look at risk and we also look at opportunities. And the risk are measured differently, and the opportunities also are to be considered. One of the risks really is some of the things that we've discovered is the risk of meeting a customer requirement. And that's a big deal. And it's not just about the cost of a claim or a cost of a complaint or a cost of a customer leaving, but it is the cost to the brand reputation. And the more you supply, you're able to deliver against customer expectation, the greater your brand reputation goes. And one of the things that we've done is articulating that in our business and build a system that looks at those risks and meeting them and mitigating the risk and maximizing the opportunities. And one of the best way to do it is really to have a robust quality system that addresses what the customer is looking for. So how are you going to set your business about to meet those expectations and exceed them? And this always require collaboration with cross-functional teams. So it's not a one-man show or a one department that's responsible for customer or responsible for regulations or responsible for food safety. It's everyone having a part to play in that. And if we keep that kind of a mindset, it helps us to always think in terms of risk, in terms of opportunities, but also how we collaborate to meet those.
Well, that is the words of wisdom for everyone to pay attention to. And I think that really goes along with, everyone on your team is empowered to speak up if they see something that needs to be improved or that's going to help you meet those customer requirements and even deliver beyond their expectations, right? You want everyone on the team to feel empowered to be able to participate in that quality elevation, really. You're just trying to keep that level really high.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing that to us today, Moses. We really appreciate you being on the Future Foodcast and sharing from your expertise with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yep. And thank you to our sponsor, Future Foodcast, again, a software company enabling supply chain management for food today. You can find out more at farmtoplate.io.
Thanks for listening to Future Foodcast. Future Foodcast is powered by Farm to Plate, the leading food blockchain platform. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts to stay up to date with the very latest innovations in the food industry.